Well, Hellfire, it is rock the riff and diving into another Metalhead, Amy. I can think of what the fuck I'm supposed to say. uh, Spiritbox, one of my favorite bands. Uh, I can say that I'm not the biggest fan of the newest album, The Eternal Blue. I feel like I don't know, it just wasn't as progressive as their older stuff. Their first album, The Mara Effect. Let me look it up, make sure I'm getting all this right. So yeah, uh, so it's just the self-titled Spirit Box. But I do know the Mara Effect Part Three is my one of my favorite tracks they've ever done. Uh, and Rule of Nines was a single. That's one of my favorites as well. So I saw that she had this live one take performance, Courtney LaPlante. I hope I'm saying her name right. And let's dive on in.
Okay, it's time for singing, and then some screaming, and then some singing and more screaming.
I love the riff. I think it's her husband that is the guitarist. What is his name? Mike something. But the dude writes some really cool riffs. Like I was saying, Eternal Blue, I get it. I think it's their first album with a record label, if I know correctly. Probably don't know correctly. I don't know. There's something about it. It's a good album, but there's something about it that I just felt like they didn't put the same amount of attention to detail in. Now, this is just personally. I felt like their first album, The Spirit Box, I don't know. It just, to me, that whole album, they just like poured their heart and soul into. And it was pretty progressive and it stood out from all the metal bands that sound like this. And I was in love with Spirit Box. I'm hoping with another outing we'll get closer to that. But then again, us fans, we're just peculiar. And but I have to shout out that I love the guitar riffs and the guitar tones and everything that the dude does. I think he uses the Artiside guitars, which I'd love to try one of those out.
I offer my life, cursed in the shrine, broken, entwined. I feel my inside breaking down. I bury it in time. I want to be part of life. Did treat there's something on my mind. If that's what you like, your legions will block the light. I had a dream of schism for school of night, living in premonition, flowing from the same place I really give it. It's such a strange place, so full of opposing forces. I had a dream of schism, forced the rule of night. And torn, I let the walls of a silence. And torn, now there's nothing left to stay. Nobody follows me to take from.
Oh, I don't know which version I like better. I mean, the studio version I've heard of this a million times is a lot more polished, but I like the natural flares that Courtney has in this. It's weird when I hear live singers. For me, I'm always like, man, they should have a pedal board. I always make this argument to every singer I ever meet. I'm like, why do you not have a pedal board? Same thing as a guitarist. Like, there's certain things you want to have a bit more reverb or an echo or a delay to, and it amazes me because I've used the Howard Benson vocal plugin, and it amazes me when you have just the right amount of gain and reverb when recording vocals, how crazy it makes you sound. I mean, I get auto tune is a thing, and I like hearing this because it's cool to see none of the flares and see how naturally gifted Courtney is. I think she's got a great voice. I think she's got a good tone. I'm looking at her in-ear monitor and I'm like, damn, I'd love to have one of those. But there is a bit of polish that goes into the studio version that I'm always gonna dig because it just, I guess in my personal preference, I prefer when something meshes together perfectly, like uh, like cogs in the clock and all that stuff.
They said it's a cruel world. I learned the rules of cities. So I lay myself down in the shape of a body. I live in the figure of two. I want to be part of the life. Detritus open up my mind.
There you go.
If that's what you like, your legions will blur the line. I had a dream of schism forced the rule of night. Living in premonition, flowing from the same place I learned to give in. It's such a strange place, so full of opposing forces. I had a dream of schism, forced the rule of night. My crime, premonition, shine, die. I learned to go.
That was cool.
I did it.
Yeah, you did, Courtney. Oh, you're a beautiful woman. I've actually I interacted with her and her husband on Instagram Live one time, and they were really cool people. Uh, I digged how responsive they were with the fans and everything. And this was pre Eternal Blue. I know I started this video kind of talking shit about that album, but I gotta be honest. I don't think, like, I know Holy Roller is the track that blew them up. And it's a good track, don't get me wrong. I just felt like the three-part Mara effect stuff should have put them on the map more than Holy Roller. I don't know, that just first album and the single collection that they did after that were really cool. And maybe once they got the record deal and did the album, that producers kind of got involved a little too much. And they were like, no, you got to sound like this or sound like that. I mean, there's a couple good tracks on the album. Nothing that stands out as much as some of the older stuff for me personally. Rule of Nines is like one of my favorite tracks. I love the music video. I thought about checking out the music video, but then I was looking and I saw that we had this live one take performance. And so I kind of wanted to hear what Courtney could do without super post production. Which there and again, I mean, I listen to this and certain words that get harmonized. I'm assuming, is that a backing track or is there something in the computer back there that catches that word and harmonizes with it or something? I don't know. Like, I would have to do a lot more research and see what all that is. But that's four horns all the way. She definitely is a very talented singer. Uh, there's certain flares she does live that I wish were on the studio record or studio version. But maybe there and again in the studio version they got, because I know Melodyne is a thing. I've seen a engineer use it before, and I mean basically you could sing like that, and that some bitch could move that note everywhere that it needed to be. I was like, that was like one of the craziest things I ever saw. And yeah, Spiritbox, I still love y'all, and I'm still looking forward to more music from y'all. I guess you could say I'm one of the OG fans. Uh, I never listened to I Wrestled a Bear or whatever the old band was called, but y'all's first album, fan fucking tastic. That album gets 8 horns. So pop pop, 8 horns, if that makes any sense. But with that, stay positive, stay rocking, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.